Okay, so I'm just outside the Isleworth driving test centre. I'm just going to do a drive around the Isleworth area. All I want to do is kind of go over some of the tricky parts possibly that you could get. I'm not going to talk too much about the MSM routine or general driving at this time. I just want to go around some of the roundabouts and main junctions. Okay, so I'm just going past the driving test centre on my left side, coming up to the end of the road, and I'm going to be turning right. So I'm currently on the St Margaret's Road, coming up to the St Margaret's roundabout. I'm going to be turning right and taking the third exit. Now, this roundabout is a little bit confusing in the sense that it's not completely round. There's 2 lanes that go across, but there's 3 lanes that go the other way. So if I wanted to go straight, there's 2 lanes, but if I was coming from the right or the left, it splits into 3 lanes. So as you go round, what you need to do is you need to keep on the inside of the roundabout, and then as you're going right round past the second exit, which is ahead, you need to then drift right over to the far left lane if it's safe to do so. Okay. Now, the mistake a lot of people make is they keep really tight and they end up on the inside of the roundabout. Therefore, they can't actually take the third exit. They might end up having to go round again. So look, I'm on the inside, right close to the roundabout. And as I come round here, I now only do about 1/4 of a turn. So I end up going right over into the far left lane. So you can see what happened here is this van, he was in the left lane, he's cutting over. So now I'm on the far left lane. So once I exit the roundabout, I'm positioned in the left lane. Okay, hopefully that makes a bit of sense. So coming up to the London Road roundabout, I'm going to go ahead on this one, straight on. So this one is a uncontrolled roundabout. The traffic lights are a crossing. Some people get confused and they think if it's green you can go, but you can't. So you have to be careful on this one. It's uncontrolled. There's big giveaway signs, there's giveaway lines. Okay, now I'm coming up to the next roundabout, which is by the Twickenham rugby ground. Now on this roundabout, again I'm going to go ahead second exit. On this one, it's local knowledge, but the left lane will split into 2 and the left side will become a left only. So when it splits, you need to try and maintain your position on the right side, so you end up positioned in the centre lane. And this one again is a controlled roundabout, depends what approach you're coming from. So here look, as it splits into 2, keep in the centre lane. Now check your left mirror in case someone else is trying to cut in on the left. Okay, so I'm coming up to the Hospital Bridge roundabout. Again on this one I'm going to go straight on, second exit. You could be asked to turn right, but we'll cover that another time. Now again, the left lane will split into 2 and the left side will become a left only. So you need to be careful and make sure you position in the correct lane, which is the centre lane. Now because not everyone knows the left is a left only, you should be careful if there are people trying to cut across. Like that car just there, the Audi just cut right over from the left lane. So that's what you need to watch out for. Okay, so I'm still on a dual carriageway. Speed limit is 40. You see the repeater sign. Now, if you are driving down here, you'll most likely be asked to exit. I can't see them wanting you to drive on because it will take you quite a far way away from the test centre. Okay, so we're going to take the next exit. It's marked Heathrow, Hounslow, Kingston. Now what I would do is I would do the MSM, check your mirrors, signal, but maintain your speed. Wait till you've exited. Now, so that you can plan, on the next roundabout, we're going to turn right on this occasion and take the 4th exit. You could be asked to turn left first exit or take the 2nd exit, but let's take the right, which is marked Heathrow, Hounslow, exit number 4. Now also, just beware, look, the speed limit is going to reduce back to 30. So again, you go to the inside of the roundabout. We've gone past 1 exit, we're going past a 2nd exit. The 3rd exit is coming up, we want the one after. So once you go past the 3rd exit, check your left mirror, left signal, another check. As long as it's safe, you drift over to the left side. Now again, what's the speed limit? 30. Even though it's a dual carriageway, the most recent speed limit sign we saw was 30. So we're going to stick to the 30 speed limit. Sometimes down this road, what you have to be aware of, you have to look well ahead. As far as you can see, there's usually parked cars. There's not any today, but there's usually parked cars. So if there are, you need to move lanes well beforehand. So look, there is a parked car. We're going to change lanes. Okay, at the next junction we're going to be turning right. This is quite a tricky junction. What you have to be careful here is that there's a crossing right in front. There's a bicycle box and then there's a crossing. So you need to keep the cycle box and the crossing clear. The only time you should advance is obviously if the lights are green and if there's enough room for you to wait in the middle. Now usually on this junction there's enough room for about 2 to 3 cars, as long as they're all positioned correctly. So if you're the 3rd or the 4th car, if you're the 4th car, I would wait here. I wouldn't go ahead. What you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up blocking the crossing. So look, green lights, there's enough room. So I'm going to advance forward to my point of turn, and then oncoming has priority. So just wait for oncoming traffic. Okay, now I'm driving back down towards the Twickenham roundabout. Now on this particular roundabout, we're going to go ahead and take the 2nd exit. Now on this roundabout, the left lane is marked as a left only. So what you need to do is position on the next lane across. Now on this approach, it's give way, so you can go if it's clear. But what you need to do is you need to make sure you look ahead to see that your exit is clear as well. Now you can see the traffic lights and there's one red car waiting in there. Now there's enough room behind him for another vehicle, so if we were able to go, we could advance. If another vehicle stops behind the red car, then there's not really enough room for us, so I would then wait here even if it's safe for us to go. Okay, so I'm still checking for a safe gap to go. There isn't one yet. Now if you look ahead, can you see there's a blue car behind the red one? So that now even if it's safe for me to go, I wouldn't go because there's not enough room. Okay, it's cleared up now, and it's clear on my side as well on the roundabout, so I can advance. Okay, so just remember on this roundabout to make sure that your exit is clear before you start advancing. Okay, so I'm driving down Hospital Bridge Road, coming up to a multi-lane roundabout. I'm going to be turning right, so because I know that, I'm going to keep my position on the right lane here, because the roundabout's not too far. So it's the Hospital Bridge roundabout. If you are going to turn right, you might be told earlier so that you can plan your approach. Okay, now the thing with this roundabout is a lot of people do use the left lane to go right, which seems quite strange, but it's because the way the road markings are, they can be a little bit confusing. Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to talk about the MSM routine too much, but usually mirror, signal, keep your position on the right lane. So again, what we're aiming to do is, as we go round past the first exit, past the second exit, we want to then try and position in the far left lane to exit the roundabout. So as we approach the roundabout, we're going to keep on the inside, and then we're going to be drifting over to the left side. Okay, so I'm on the inside lane, have a glance in my left mirror so I know what's there. Now on this occasion there's nothing on the left side, so I'm drifting over into the far left lane, and then I apply my left signal and I'm positioned correctly. Now if there was someone on the left side, and even if you weren't sure if they were coming round, it's perfectly fine to then position in the center lane. It's not a big deal. Okay, so just be aware on that roundabout, the Hospital Bridge roundabout, you do get people cutting around from the left side, so it's just something to be aware of. Okay, so I'm in Hounslow. I'm going to be following signs for Hounslow West, so I'm going to change my lane and then I'll be turning right here. Now the road I'm going into is a one-way road, so there won't be any oncoming traffic, and so that I can plan, I'm going to be turning right at the end. So I'm going to keep my position on the right side. So even if you come round and you position on the left lane, you might be advised that we're going to be turning right, so you can get into the correct lane in time. So keeping on the right lane, coming up to the next set of traffic lights, going to follow it round. Now as you go round, just be aware that it changes back into a two-way road. So you've got a blue sign advising to keep on the left. So it's not one way anymore, it's back to two-way. Okay, so I'm on Lambton Road, driving towards some mini roundabouts. Now I have sat in on some tests where the examiner has advised pupils to follow signs for Central London and Hammersmith. Okay, now the first sign, Central London and Hammersmith, is a bit confusing because there's two mini roundabouts, but on the first mini roundabout you want to be turning right. As you get closer you can see the sign ahead, Central London Hammersmith is right, South or Heston will be left. Okay, so on the first roundabout it's a right turn, and on the second roundabout we'll be turning left, Central London Hammersmith. Now what you need to be really careful here is, if we continue following signs for Central London Hammersmith, it's a right turn. However, there's two lanes and you must be careful to try and prioritize the lane on the left. So we're turning right, but there's two lanes going right, so we're going to position in the left lane to turn right. So the mistake some people make is they position in the right lane here. Now I don't think it's that big a deal, but it just means once you're advancing, you have to keep your position in the center or the right lane when you go onto the dual carriageway. Whereas on here you keep on the left, and we always drive on the left unless obviously you're turning right or planning to overtake. Okay, so we keep in our lane, drive right on the far left side, so you end up positioned in the left lane.